Hello, you're listening to an excerpt from the Cynical Optimist podcast, which you can find on all your favourite podcasting apps. Make sure to also hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Enjoy this discussion.
So, this week we decided we were going to pitch the next contender for the Cinematic Universe title. Move over, Kevin Feige. Move over, Zack Snyder. Because it's Super Mario's turn.
What, he's the producer?
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to produce, he's going to star, he's going to write. Just between you and me. Bit of a diva. Anyway.
Release the Mario cut, that's what I say.
Release the Yoshi cut. Anyway, so we're going to pitch our ideas, because the movie is coming out. It's from Illumination, who made the Despicable Me movies, the Minion movies.
I've seen the first Despicable Me and a bit of the second one.
I've seen the first two Despicable Me's, and I saw Minions in the background whilst I was doing something else.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't like it at all.
Okay. I liked the first two Despicable Me's. It's the second one where it's the Villain Academy or something. And some guy has stolen the plan for another gun or something.
That's very vague.
Oh, I don't know. It's all that kind of shit, isn't it? But
it's
yeah,
the one with the purple minions.
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah.
Is Russell Brand in one of them? In two of them? In some
I
of them?
can't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, so Illumination are making the movie. They made The Grinch, the most recent Grinch movie as well.
Didn't see it, but alright.
The one with it's got Benedict Cumberbatch, I think was the Grinch in it, wasn't it?
Benny C, yeah.
Is that what you call him?
That's what everyone calls him.
Okay, I'm missing out. Anyway, let's get to it. Do you have who wants to go first? Pitching their ideas.
I want you to go first.
So mine, obviously, is going to be kicking off the Super Smash Brothers Cinematic Universe.
Alright.
Although it's going to be like...
Are you doing a Zack Snyder and you're going in with a Versus movie, like, straight away?
Well, to be fair, they could adapt the Game Boy Advance game Mario vs. Donkey Kong. But I'm not going to do that.
Do you bleed?
Woohoo! You will! See, this is the big question. Actually, this is the question. Because, obviously, Charles Martinet does the voice in all the video games. But all he's really doing is, like, sound bites. Woohoo! Let's go! Does Mario talk?
Depends who you ask. If you're asking Charles Martinet, then not much. If you're asking Bob Hoskins, then yes, quite a lot. Was it Bob Hoskins?
It was, yeah. It was, Captain Lou Albano as well, for the TV show.
Yeah. There was a TV show?
Yeah, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
I never saw it.
I think it's on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah. Or, I know it was on Amazon for a time. I'm sure we'd be able to find it if we wanted to. Anyway, so that is your big challenge, first off, is... Because if Mario doesn't talk, then it's basically the entire movie is an extended video game cutscene. Or you've got to do like the Minions thing where everyone else talks.
Not even necessarily that either. You've got your sort of Shaun the Sheep movie and stuff like that, where it's kind of basically anything Aardman has done, which is kind of very or like Minions. Actually, I guess Minions probably.
So Minions,
it has
quite an extended opening sequence where it's just a narrator.
Okay.
And the Minions are doing
well,
stuff.
if you're good.
But then when you get into the plot, everyone else is talking. The Minions are just like, oh, banana.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've got a good writer and like the Aardman films, then you can pretty much do sort of movies on a sort of like I mean, it was the origin of cinema, wasn't it?
I suppose.
Cinema was built on silent movies. If you
so you're saying Mario's gonna be like it's gonna be do 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 do.
Yeah,
it's gonna cut to a black screen of wahoo.
It's gonna be like Journey to the Moon. It's gonna like reinvent cinema.
Anyway, so that's kind of the first thing you have to get out of the way. In my movie, Mario not only talks, he does have. We're returning to the classic, which is the Brooklyn accent.
Okay.
Luigi.
All right.
Let's go.
You're gonna make them plumbers then?
Yeah, but they're still gonna be designed like they are in the games.
Okay. That's
you just have to imagine that voice coming out of like modern design Mario.
Yeah.
I should have planned this beforehand. This is going to be interesting. So there was an anime way back in the 80s, or maybe it was early 90s, where it was like the origin and it was Mario was sat watching TV, and like Princess Peach is like in the TV, like, oh Mario, you need to help me, and he actually goes into the TV, and that's the Mushroom Kingdom. He actually goes into the game, and that is like the origin back in this like old anime. We're gonna kind of riff on this a little bit, so we are gonna start in modern Brooklyn.
Is this like Jumanji style, like the most recent Jumanji movies?
No, because it's not a curse; it's a gift.
Yeah, but it's kind of Mario's kind of like a pre-established thing, and that world is like a pre-established thing, and they go into that world.
Yeah. So the Mushroom Kingdom exists,
and he gets stuck in there, and he becomes the legend known as Mario kind of thing.
Yeah. So Mario is a big-time plumber in New York.
Cast.
He was cast as Mario for the live-action bits. God, it's just...
And the voice, obviously, when they're inside as well.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans?
Yeah. And Tom Holland as Luigi.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I was going to make a bad joke there and say I don't mean Chris Evans, the movie star, I mean Chris Evans, the Radio 1 host. But I was like, no one wants that. What's wrong with Chris Evans being a plumber? You think he wouldn't do it?
No! He doesn't look like a plumber.
That's just stereotyping.
It's not. If anything, I'm just stereotyping Chris Evans and that he's too handsome to be anyone.
Well, he's not been sucked into the video game yet.
Right. Oh, see, he becomes an exaggerated Italian chubby plumber when he goes into the video game. Okay. Is that not a bit wavy?
Well, you're the one making it weird. The audience will just recognise that's Mario now.
But it's like just full on Chris Evans, just like plumbing at the beginning, and then people are supposed to say that.
It's not even in like red and blue overalls.
Does he have a tash?
No.
How do people know it's the same guy?
Because he tells everyone my name is Mario.
Okay, right. And then when he goes in the video game, he says, I was Chris Evans 5 minutes ago. Now I'm...
Well, no, he does that thing where he walks over to a patch of water.
And he looks in the reflection.
And it's Chris Evans.
Is it 8-bit water?
No, because this is like this is still the modern graphical style, like, you know, like from Odyssey, from Rabbids.
Oh, okay. But he has to get to the water before he realises that he's in a...
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you can... Obviously...
Incredibly saturated world with, like... Missing.
Well, it's the same as, like, you know, you see it in, like, the trailer for Space Jam 2 and stuff. It's the... Look at the hands, like the...
Oh, Space Jam 2.
Mamma mia!
Because that looks so good, doesn't it? Space Jam 2.
It doesn't, but yeah. To be fair, this movie's not off to a great start.
I mean, you've got the star power, Chris Evans and Tom Holland. It's most of your budget already, isn't it?
It is. And then Tom Holland, he doesn't come in yet. He's looking... So there's a bit of a B plot where it's Tom...
Oh, so he wasn't a human.
No, Tom Holland is in New York.
Okay.
He's looking for Chris Evans.
All right. So his brother's gone missing.
Yeah.
And he
so have you seen my bro? He's going Mario, which in his
Italian accent.
Yeah.
And because presumably the police aren't bothering investigating this, so he goes and investigates it himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Mario is missing. That's the first video game reference.
Okay.
To the geography game that Mario did.
Okay.
This has really gone off the rails quickly. So anyway, Mario sees Peach, voiced by Awkwafina.
Okay.
And it's just love at first sight, even though she is like a cartoonish blob. And they start talking. Obviously, Bowser has to pop out of somewhere and kidnap. And then like Peach is like, Mario, you have to save me, and he's like, okie dokie. I'm trying to do a Chris Evans. No, you know, he still sounds like Chris Evans.
Okay.
And then the rest of the movie is like his different challenges. Like he has to go up against like Bowser's kids, which is a big moral dilemma for him because it's like children.
Well, he has to beat up some children.
That's what happens in the games.
And then you suddenly you match cut to the real world, and it's just Chris Evans just beating up children.
This isn't taking place in the real world.
Yeah, I know. But, well, okay, all right.
But then, so then obviously the you've got your A plot, which is Chris Evans making his way through the Mushroom Kingdom, bringing Toad on board. He has you see Donkey Kong watching from a distance, but he's not in this movie. He's just watching from a distance.
You're teasing the next one.
Yeah. And there is a scene where Mario
Did you say, fine, I'll do it myself at the end?
No, we haven't got to the end. And there is a scene of Mario adventuring through Yoshi's Island as well. So you see a group of Yoshis and stuff like that. So he is travelling all over our established Mario Land. And then it's he gets Bowser's castle, and Bowser traps him in this arena, and it's Boom Boom, which is the one with the massive arms, and it's swinging the arms, and out of the side comes the green overalls and the bonk on the head, and it's Tom Holland.
Not animated.
Of course he's animated. That'd look weird. Stop making my pitch sound silly. And he's I'm here for you, bro. And he's thank you, bro. And they...
Oh, so he's still got the English accent?
He's doing the accent he does in Spider-Man, where he sometimes tries to sound like he's from Brooklyn and it doesn't sound convincing at all. And then Tom Holland, on his way over, managed to find a superstar, and it's powers up Mario, and he beats Bowser and frees the princess. It's a very simple story.
Okay.
But it just sets up the world. And then it's on the way back, because they came in for a warp pipe, but on the way back they see a different they get the warp pipes mixed up basically, and they go through this warp pipe, and they don't change back from being Mario and Luigi, but they pop out in this big field, and that's just where the movie cuts to black.
In the real world or in the animated world?
No, this is the thing. And then you get the credits, and then after the credits, it's they're still the same animated Mario and Luigi, but they look more out of place. This world looks like it's a bit different. And then a horse comes up with someone riding it, and the horse whinnies, yeah! And there's someone in a cloak, and then they put it back, and it's Link. But it's
Timothy Chalamet.
Sure. I was gonna say Orlando Bloom, but he's getting a bit old for that now. Because he played Legolas, and I was thinking that he could look similar to Legolas.
He's 50!
Yeah, he's a bit aged out of it. Let's say Timothy Chalamet then. And he's Link. Obviously Link is mute, so he just kind of stares, and it cuts to black. And that's kind of... It's leading into your Legend of Zelda movie, but the Legend of Zelda movie will also take place prior.
The Zeldaverse.
Yeah, so Mario and Luigi aren't in the first Legend of Zelda movie.
Right, okay.
This is just how they're all eventually meeting up for the Smash Bros movie.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Would you watch that?
Probably would.
Yeah, see? That's the thing. You make fun. I'd watch that. You'd watch that. It's got the star power, so a lot of people would watch that. And it's still not as weird as the original Super Mario Bros.
That's
movie.
True. Yeah. It's actually you know what? I could actually see that kind of happening, because it's it's a bit of an antithesis to the original Super Mario movie, isn't it?
Yeah, this one is actually just...
Yeah, back to basics.
It's got that first bit that takes place in the real world to try and be look at this, it's the real world. But then it just basically goes to Mario basics as soon as you get into the this is your pitch. Let me poke holes in your pitch.
I would definitely avoid any, because I think that was such a 90s, noughties thing to do, which is if you're adapting something, you can't possibly just put it in that world to begin with. You have to be there's a character who ends up in that world kind of thing. So I'd skip all that. I would just make the movie that takes place in that universe to begin with. You don't have to. I wouldn't want to start it with what if the world was actually 8-bit? I just.
Well, the regular world isn't 8-bit. It just had.
Just
a magic pipe.
I wouldn't have the Jumanji effect where they just go for a portal and end up in there. I'd just have it. You know how they've tried to do some movies in the past, and it's they do all that kind of travel through one world to the other,
yeah.
And then they've usually flopped, so then they just redo it, and it's like, let's just make it as it kind of was intended. That's how I'd do it. I'd just go in, you're in the Mario world.
So first off, then, you're casting?
Well, I haven't said who if it's a specific Mario movie yet. Might not be.
Are you going to go, into a different character first? Are you going to be planning out your universe a bit more than me?
Maybe. Well,
Are you going to start with, like...
I'm starting with Wario.
Oh, okay.
It's just called Wario. The movie.
Is it...
I'm casting Joaquin Phoenix.
I was literally about to say that.
That's Wario.
just the poster is Joaquin Phoenix dressed in, like, gritty, realistic Wario clothes.
No, this is animated.
And then the tagline is just, he's gonna win.
No, I'm not casting Joaquin Phoenix. I think I would start with Wario.
You know what? There needs to be another Wario Land game. It's completely unrelated to any of this. There needs to be another Wario Land
I'm starting with a Wario game, and I'm casting... Timothy Charlotte. No, I'm not. I'm casting...
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm casting Danny DeVito. No, I'm casting Jesse Plemons.
What has he been on?
Quite a few things.
Okay.
He's up there. He's in like the Oscar nominated category. He's like up there now.
So this is something that he'd want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. He did Game Night. That was quite a trashy film. He enjoyed. He looked like he was having fun in that. He was really good in that. I'm casting Jesse Plemons. He's Wario, and it's a sympathetic origin story of his villainous ways, and it's going to be a bit like the Spunk, the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, in that you see passing references to a great Italian plumber in newspapers and stuff, but you never actually see him yet. So it's just Wario, and he's always jealous because he's a local plumber as well, but no one will hire him because Mario is like a celebrity plumber.
Is Waluigi in it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe not in this film. He'll get a different film. He's Joaquin Phoenix. He's more like Joaquin Phoenix kind of character, I think. So he works for himself as a plumber. He's a self-employed plumber, but no one will hire him because Mario's a super plumber basically. Mario's getting all the work. So Wario is depressed and he turns to a life of crime because he can't get any plumbing gigs. And at the end of it, he sort of is a kind of sympathetic protagonist. So he has to fight Bowser because Bowser owns a gang, which is
he owns a gang.
He owns a gang. He's a gang leader, and that gang is taking apart people's plumbing. And it's
why?
I don't know. I'll get to that. And Wario has to go and take out Bowser.
Does he get his like classic shoulder barge move?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. I'm on board. Does he say I'm gonna win at any point?
Yeah. But Wario gets taken out during this fight, and guess who bloody sweeps in and beats Bowser?
Is it Mario?
It's Mario. And then Mario gets all the bloody credit again, even though Wario...
Who plays Mario?
He pops in. He's voiced by the original voice actor.
Charles Martinet?
Yeah.
So he's going like, whoa!
Yeah, he barely gets any lines. Basically, Wario's like struggling, and it's that final kind of heroic climax, and Wario like gets himself up and he's ready to fight Bowser again, and then Mario just pops in and goes woohoo and just knocks Bowser out in one, and then everyone's celebrating Mario, and Wario's really disappointed and obviously like gutted because he was the one who even tried to take Bowser out in the first place. So Wario slumps off to the bar or whatever. In the bar, who does he meet? Waluigi.
Ah.
And they chat, and they say, we should hang out more. And Wario says, yes. Credits.
Okay. I'm just imagining like this Oscar-worthy speech from Wario, like, I've always hated you. You've You come in, you take my dignity. I wanted to fight this fight, and it's like this really beautiful speech. He goes, don't you have anything to say, Mario? And Mario just goes, okie dokie. And then runs away.
Well, my point of view was he doesn't even interact with Mario, or Mario doesn't even interact with him. So he's like getting up and he's like ready to fight again. I could do this all day, kind of thing. And then like, yeah, Mario just pops in from the side, book, and then pops out, exit stage right, and then Bowser's just taken out.
And it kind of establishes as well for your later movies just the power that Mario has as well.
Exactly, yeah.
For like,
and so yeah, I think that's something that could continue in that like. I'm going for something more in line with maybe like The Boys or Invincible, in that kind of like, are the heroes really that good, or are they incredibly overpowered and could destroy us like that? Mario is like the Homelander in this situation. He could turn on us like that,
yeah,
and destroy everything. Mushroom Kingdom. That's my story.
Yeah. Although now you've said that, I kind of just want the cast of It's Always Sunny to be cast instead. So you've got like, what was it, Charlie Day as Mario. Was it Glenn? You know who I mean. Who plays Dennis as Luigi. You've got Danny DeVito as Wario.
Yeah.
And Rob McElhenney as Waluigi. And it's just the rivalry between the two sets of brothers.
See, I feel like you're on board with this.
I'm on board with that thing. That is probably my favourite pitch of the three pitches. Was the one I've just said half-heartedly. Just because I'd want to see Danny DeVito hamming it up as Wario.
But I'm all about this kind of the thing they're doing. It's the trendy thing to do at the moment, isn't it? You go for your anti-hero. You say, what if the heroes aren't all heroes? That's trendy. The only guy I haven't cast is Bowser.
Oh yeah, who'd play Bowser?
Also Danny DeVito. No. What about like an Idris Elba?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, as Mario smugly kind of like beats Bowser as well, he just exits screen right and he just goes and gives Peach a good old smooch, and then they both bugger off, and Wario's just there like, what a prick.
Oh, I missed.
Have we nailed it?
I think so. I mean, it's one of those things that get joked about, but I don't know. It's a difficult one when you come to like a Nintendo cinematic universe, because one, it's the whole point of Smash is that these games typically don't go together. I think it'd be very strange. I think this Mario movie will, like, I can see Nintendo, if this Mario movie doesn't go well, I can see Nintendo getting spooked and going to like another 20 years without another one.
Give it to the guys. Did you see the Mitchells versus the Machines?
Oh, well, give it to Miller and Lord.
And the Sony Pictures Animation. They're good. They're really good.
Oh yeah, I would watch that in a heartbeat.
They made Spider-Verse, and then they made Mitchells vs. the Machines.
Yeah, they're a safe pair of hands.
Yeah, and obviously Lord and Miller did the Lego movies as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, like pretty much 100% hit rate. Just give it to them.
Yeah.
There we go. That's all we need to pitch.
That was actually, yeah. Shall I just cut out the last 30 minutes?
Scrap both of our ideas and just give it.
Give it to Phill, Lord, and Chris Miller.
Yeah, with that animation studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, done.
And we'll see you for the Metroid movie.